Demonstrations were held across Bangladesh's capital Dhaka on Saturday for the 10th consecutive day after a teenager who accused a head teacher of sexually harassing her was burned to death.
Here's a summary of the article.
Bangladeshis protest after sexually assaulted girl burned to death. Dhaka. Demonstrations were held across the Bangladesh capital Saturday for the 10th consecutive day after a teenager who accused a head teacher of sexually harassing her was burned to death. The killing of 19-year-old Nusrat Jahan Rafi has sparked outrage across the South Asian nation and put police action in the case under the spotlight. Protesters in Dhaka chanted slogans demanding the death sentence for the killers of the girl, who police say was lured to the rooftop of the seminary she attended in Feni, south of the capital. Police said the attackers then ordered her to withdraw a police complaint against the head of the school. Rafi went to police in late March to report the case. Police said at least 5 of those under arrest, including 3 of Rafi's classmates, tied her with a scarf before setting her on fire. Dhaka. Demonstrations were held across the Bangladesh capital Saturday for the 10th consecutive day after a teenager who accused a head teacher of sexually harassing her was burned to death.
This post received a score of 20,503, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Protests were held not only in Dhaka, but also other parts of the country today.
Damn. Solidarity. I don't understand what they are protesting though. The teacher who harassed, abused her was put in jail before the attack. The 5 students who committed the murder were quickly rounded up. It seems to me the state is doing a pretty decent fucking job, unless I'm missing something. I'm sure there are areas for improvement, especially for women, but mass protests? I'd imagine there is a lot more going on behind the scenes. 18 people have been arrested in conjunction with this murder. Mass protests don't happen for no reason. Maybe sexual harassment and intimidation from people in power is happening all over the nation, and this is the straw that broke the camel's back?
Yeah, when you set a woman on fire for being sexually harassed, you bet that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
The protesters demand the death penalty for her attackers and for the headmaster who apparently ordered the attack from prison after he was arrested over her sexual assault allegations. 18 people have been arrested in conjunction with the murder.
So does these demonstrations tend to have any impact on the jurisdiction and the authorities involved in these cases in Bangladesh?
No. Look up student protests in Bangladesh that went in vain. Source: student in Bangladesh. Let me know if you want to know more.
How active in protest are students generally? And how organized, i.e. do they have student unions who organize this sort of thing, dedicated groups etc.? Or are they more spontaneous due to the influence of social media?
Bangladesh has a long history of student protest. In fact, it literally exists because of a student protest. The protests are generally very well organized, but they are locally done. They aren't carried out by a single overarching group. There are student unions in every single university in Bangladesh, and the student unions of each university organize the protest for their local area. But most student unions will copy the organization of the larger university's student union, and so they stay relatively about the same things, having the same message.
The headmaster and her 5 killers need to start rotting in a prison cell ASAP.
It says they lit her on fire and tried to cover it up as a suicide.
Because immolation is definitely a common way to commit suicide.
I've seen this before. Rookie shot himself 6 times in the back. Definite suicide.
Just sprinkle some crack on him and let's get going, Johnson.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.